There is no one size fits all cookie cutter script or copy when it comes to lead generation. Lead generation is something that is forever changing by the day. And as important as lead generation is, the real goal, the real test is conversion. Today, we're going to talk about the 6 lead generation mistakes I see made by realtors on a regular. We're going to go over these so you can avoid these pitfalls in the future with your lead generation. My name is Jonathan B.J. Hayes with The Real Broker. I train real estate agents on how to scale and leverage their business by using video content to produce leads and then to convert those leads. Thank you for returning back to the Multiple Income Agent channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share the videos, like the videos, and anybody interested in partnering with me at The Real Broker, all my information is below in the calendar. You can select a date and time, and we will have a one-on-one confidential meeting on partnering with me at The Real Broker. So today we are going to jump into the 6 mistakes I see agents making with lead generation. Number 1, focusing on leads instead of conversations. Everybody wants leads, 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 and more leads. Question, what if you got 100 leads a day? Do you think you could service those 100 leads? Really? Unless you have a VA, multiple VAs, it's next to impossible. So here's what I'm going to tell you. A lot of you are only getting 1 or 2 leads a week. Cultivate those leads. Don't worry so much about the lead count. Worry about contacting them and having real conversations with those leads. Real conversations turn to closed deals. Closed deals mean money in your bank account. Let's go over a couple stats here. So before I get into those stats, let me say this. You need to worry about 20% of your time doing lead generation and 80% of your time doing lead follow-up. The follow-up's more important than the generation. So here we go. 50% of all sales happen after the 5th follow-up attempt. Most give up after the 2nd attempt, meaning the lead comes in, you call them, they don't pick up. Most of you guys just throw them out. You never even try to call them again. Maybe they were at work. Maybe they were busy. I can tell you this, they were interested in buying a house. Maybe not today, but a couple months from now, and another realtor is going to get that lead. It takes 8 cold calls on average to reach a prospect. 8 cold calls. So that means you're dialing them at least 8 times before they're going to pick up. 72% of all sales calls are not answered. So guys, when you call and it goes to voicemail, it's part of the game. I just told you you're going to have to call them 8 times before somebody picks up. 92% of all realtors give up after the 4th call. This means even if you're a good agent and exceptional, the poo-poo agent ends after 1 time. The good agent will call them 4 times and then quit. But we know it takes 8 to get them. Keep dialing. Dial, 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 and keep going, guys. It doesn't happen as fast as what you think. 80% of prospects say no 4 times before they say yes. I told you before, in this business, beat this into your head. No does not mean no forever. People's circumstances change and they change quickly. I remember I had a lady that told me, no, 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 I will not sell my house. No, 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 no. The lady called me literally 3 weeks later because she had to take a job in Texas. It happens, guys. No today does not mean no tomorrow. What you want now doesn't mean you're going to want tomorrow, and that's okay. Number 2, you need to be relentless in your follow-up. I just told you most people it's going to take 8 times before they're going to pick up the phone. Be relentless with your follow-up. I know we get so busy generating leads, showing houses, that we don't follow up. Guys, the money is in the follow-up, in creating relationships. I know a lot of us hate it. Oh, I just want to sell houses. I don't want to be these people's best friend. You don't have to be their best friend, but you do have to resolve their issues and problems. And if you know what I know, if you sell them a house, you should sell their house also before they buy a new one. Cultivate these relationships. So get this, 83% of all prospects that ask for info do not buy for 3 to 12 months. So when that lead comes in, most likely they're not buying tomorrow, guys. You've got to cultivate it. Have conversations. Because it may be a full year till they buy. A lot of you are just selling other agents' houses. You're just warming people up. So what I mean by that is, yeah, they responded to your ad. You could have been the first agent that they responded to with the ad. Oh, I want to buy a house in my city. You got them started. You didn't follow up. Susie Q, top-notch realtor, she ends up selling the house. You did all the advertising and the heavy lifting for Susie Q. Follow up, guys, to convert these people. Here may be the best thing that I'm going to give you. So I know you want to know, when should I call them? You need to call them as soon as the lead comes in. So whether it's 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock at night, 12 at night, 3 in the morning, whenever they fill out that form, they are most hot, bothered, and interested in talking to somebody. I understand you can't instantly call every lead that comes in when it comes in. Overall, the best time that I like is between 4 and 5 p.m. The reason why, people are getting off of work. Many aren't actually off the clock, but mentally they're checked out and they'll answer your phone call. The other time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And that's when people are driving in and out into work, so they can talk to you on their drive into work. They're very open. They may have dreamed about a house that night. It's another great time. The average response time, guys, is 17 hours from the average agent. Now think about that. Somebody calls your phone at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That means the average response time from a realtor is 17 hours. To me, that is insanity. And then we wonder why you're not selling them a house. They raised their hand almost a full day ago before you called them. They ain't working with you. You know why? Get this stat. 50% of all leads will work with the person that contacts them first. You got it. Whoever gets to them first, 50% of the time will sell them a house or sell their house. Number 3, being unbiased. Guys, you got to look at that ad. If it looks like trash, do not hit that button and publish and waste your money on a Facebook ad that you know doesn't cut it. Be unbiased. Check out 3 or 4 other realtors in your area who are making Facebook ads, Instagram, YouTube ads, and make sure yours lines up and stacks up. And take a look and say, hey, if this was me and this wasn't my ad, would I actually click on this ad? You must do that. Here's the other thing. Just don't throw up any house and say, hey, come buy a house for me. Doesn't work. You're going to have to give people information that they can't readily get. So think about this. Think about pre-construction lists of communities. Think about foreclosure lists. Think about any kind of list off-market properties that you can offer them that they just can't punch up and get on the internet regularly. Here's the other thing I'll tell you. You have to start serving people. So when you start to give back to people, your business will grow. And how you give back, really, in this case, on an ad copy, give them a piece of information that isn't readily available just everywhere, okay? People are coming to you for information and knowledge. The better you can get at giving them that in these ads, the more traction you're gonna get and the more leads it'll generate. Number 4, not understanding your target audience. So many times I'll see people, agents, run ads for 55 plus communities, and they're running them on TikTok. Why would you do that? If I'm gonna run an ad and spend money, go where your audience is. That audience is on Facebook. The same way, if you're looking for first-time home buyers, yeah, Instagram, TikTok, places like that. You have to know your target audience, because this is a big mistake people are making. You can't have an ad that's a one-size-fits-all. Break it down so you learn your target audience and you're more honed in, so when you spend money, it's money well spent. Number 5, the optimization of that ad. This is a huge problem. So a lot of times people get an ad and they run that one ad forever. It may work for a day, it may work for 6 months, and then eventually it falls off a cliff. That's because all these platforms, Facebook is the #1 place to run these ads, Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. They change their algorithm, so it's forever changing. Your audience is gonna change. So you need to change things up. Here's one thing I will caution you with. When you find an ad that works good and then it stops working, just don't throw it out. You just need to tweak it, all right? So you're always going to be tweaking your ad. If you don't have a good ad, just let me know. I can share some ad copy with you. All my information is below. Also, when you're refining your ad, you're going to just be refining it, not reinventing the wheel, all right? And here's the other thing I will caution you on. So many times I see agents that finally get the bug to start running Facebook ads. And what they do is they take all their money and they run it for 1 month nonstop. Don't do that. You're gonna waste money. So here you go. Month number 1, it's just the learning process. Don't get so caught up when you run that Facebook ad with, oh, I didn't get any return, or I only got a few ads. In that first month, you're not expecting anything back in the form of lead generation. You're just running multiple copies. So you may have an ad that has the same copy but change out the picture. You may keep the picture but change the copy. You get where I'm coming from on that? You just have to tweak it just a little bit. But in that first month, that's all you're doing is learning and discovering the ad. It's in month 2 where you begin to see the optimization, you know what works, and then you can say, hey, 1 and 2 were trash. I'm running number 1 and I'm gonna run it at $50 a day. That's what you need to do, in the correct way to do it, to optimize your money and your time. You also need to understand your ad spend. And I'm gonna read you off something here. So if you're spending, let's say in the first month you spend $600 on Facebook ads and it returns 1 closed deal. What usually happens is people think, okay, all I got to do is spend $600 every month and I'm good. Well, let me tell you something. If you told me all I had to do was spend $600 and I was going to get $10,000 in return, I would do it for a lifetime and be a billionaire. It's just true. It doesn't work like that. This is forever changing. The next month, you might have to spend $2,000 before you get a closed sale, or vice versa. Here is a good measuring stick. It's 3x. So that dollar amount that you should be willing to go up to should be 3x. Here's what I mean. If a closed sale in your marketplace, we're going to use a clean number, is $10,000, you should be willing to spend at least $3,000 to get one closed sale. Number 6, just not putting enough effort into your lead generation. Man, like I said, just throwing something out there to say that you did it and then wondering why you're not getting any good lead generation coming back. You have to make an effort, guys. It's sort of, think about this. It was like, remember when we were in college and all we would do is really cram things in our head for like 2 days so we could get a good grade on the test. A week later, you couldn't answer the first thing about what went on in class or that subject. Don't do that. If real estate is going to be your career and your passion, you have to learn the whole marketing and lead generation thing. This lead generation thing is huge. Without it, you don't have a business. So remember, actually learn. Do not just regurgitate. Those are the 6 mistakes that I want you to avoid when doing your lead generation. If any of you have any questions, all my information is below. If you would like to partner with me at The Real Broker, my calendar is below. You can schedule a time and we can have a confidential conversation about partnering with me at The Real Broker. Till the next time we meet, guys, everybody stay safe, be blessed.